Welcome back, everyone. This is part 3 of creating your own podcast. In the last 2, we looked at recording and then editing, and we're now going to look at just adding some nice touches to your finished podcast. I've already got it up in front of us. I'll just go back to the beginning of it, ready to start. And the first thing I'd like to do is add some music. So I'm going to go to the word project this time and import audio. There we go. And it comes up. I've already been importing music, so it's come straight to the right folder. This is my UPW music, and we can put the Titanic soundtrack. Let's put that in the background, and you'll see it's going to take about 15 seconds to import that MP3 file. It might take longer on your computer, it might take less time. I've got quite a lot of RAM, quite a fast processor, so you can see you wait a little while. And here it is. This big one along the bottom is the music, and this one at the top is our original recording of my voice. The reason it looks different is that they have zoomed out so we can see the whole of the new recording. So let's just play it and see what happens. Again, maybe I'll need to click to go to the beginning of it, and let's press play. What we see now, these blue marks are the sound of my voice. It's recording my voice. Okay, and you can see that the music and the audio are there together. Now, what I might need to do is I might need to turn the music down a bit and maybe the audio up a bit. And we've got separate volume controls. This top volume control in each of the sounds changes it. So let's press play and I'll just fiddle with those and show you the difference. So I'm going to make my voice louder. The sound of my voice is recording my voice. Too much. Come down a bit. And I'm going to make the music quieter. Top of the screen here, it's just showing the microphone levels. You don't need to worry about that. I've recorded it. Okay, that's enough. Maybe that was a bit loud. You could hear my speakers distorting slightly. Now, that's fine. As I listened to this track at the bottom here, there was quite a bit of piano intro before the tune started. And I didn't want all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mute the talking track so I can just focus on this bottom track for the moment. And if I click into the middle of this and we just play it now, we'll only hear the music. We won't hear my talking. Now all this intro is what I want to get rid of. It's still going on. And in fact, if you look, the music hasn't started by the time that my whole thing... That moment there, that's what I wanted to start with. So let me stop it. I actually can get rid of a whole lot of this because we don't need all that audio. So I've highlighted it as before, pressing delete on my computer to get rid of all that, just to knock it down to some manageable size. And somewhere here was the beginning of the tune. So I'm going to magnifying glass, zoom in on it so I can see what I'm doing. And now I'm going to get rid of my magnifying glass, click back on that top icon and press here somewhere, and let's listen closely. Okay, the moment the music is actually starting is there. So I'm actually going to get rid of everything before that moment. Let's play it now. Let's see what it sounds like. Now you can hear I've just got an extra note there, which if I wanted to, I can zoom in on, make sure I'm right at the beginning of it. Hang on, let's go right to the beginning of it. That extra note is here somewhere, and I could edit it out. I'm actually not too worried about that because how I'm going to put this music in. Let me go back to my select button there. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first sort of 5 seconds. Notice I can see how long it is. It's up here. Actually, maybe I'll make it just 4 seconds. That's 4.5 seconds. That'll do. I'm going to highlight that and go to Effect and fade it in. And did you see the difference here? It's changed. It's now fading in, getting louder and louder and louder over that 4-second period. Let's hear it. Okay, and we're now up to full volume. So it's got to fade in, and let's hear it with my talking. So I'll unmute this, go back to the beginning, and let's play. What we see now, these blue marks are the sound of my voice. It's recording my voice. And if I talk quieter, you'll see it goes fine. The red marks at the top of the screen. Okay, I'm happy with all of that. I don't need the rest of this music here, so I'm going to delete all of that lot there, highlight it, press delete. And what I'd quite like to do is fade the music out again. So I'm going to highlight the last 4 seconds-ish, go to effect, and fade out this time. Now actually I quite like my voice to fade out as well right at the end, so I'm just going to take the last half second and fade that out. That's just a nice subtlety. It'll sound better that way. So again, let's hear it. I click somewhere to play. Let's play it. Here we go. The yellow square at the top here, so I'm going to press stop now. And actually it wasn't very obvious, the fade out, was it? That what's happening there is the music's fading out. If I wanted to fade out more than that, I'll just highlight it again and go back to the word effect and fade it out again. Now I've increased the fade out now. I've got a longer bit of silence right at the end. So let's press play now. I'm going to press stop, which is the yellow square at the top here, so I'm going to press stop now. And did you notice the fade out of the music that time? Okay, so now all I have to do is, if I'm finished with it, I'll just export it as an MP3. If I want to come back and work some more, I'll save it as a project. It's already called test, so I didn't have to rename it. Let me export it as MP3. And this time it says, watch out, the 4 tracks we've got, 2 tracks in stereo, are going to be merged into just the 2 stereo tracks. That's fine. I have to give it a name. I'll keep with test for the moment. Save it. It's saying I've already got test, so yes, I want to replace the one that's already on there. I'm not going to bother with all this information. And there it is, exporting it as an MP3. And so let's get out of Audacity. Here it is. Notice it put a backup file in case I didn't like my changes. We won't get into using that, but if that is of importance to you sometime, it's worth knowing that Audacity saves the previous version as well. Okay, so let's double click on test and let's hear it. What we see now, these blue marks are the sound of my voice. It's recording my voice. And if I talk quieter, you'll see what it gets. The red marks at the top. Okay, and let's jump to the end. Just showing the microphone. Yellow square at the top here, so I'm going to press stop now. Okay, that is a very poor recording in many ways. I'd want to be much more subtle about how it started and how it finished and that sort of thing. But you get the idea. If you have a play with it, I think you'll find it easier than you imagined. There are some other subtleties that we can do. For example, if there's background noise of a fan going or there's hiss from your microphone, we can remove that so that it's completely clean. Audacity will do that. If you want to know how to do that, let me know and I'll create another of these recordings. Bye for now.